President William Tolbert, Liberia experienced the first coup d'etat of its 133-year-old history. As news spread of the downfall of the Tolbert government, the general populace grew anxious. Tolbert's government had made their lives miserable. He had increased the price of food and used his private army and police to terrorize and kill those who disagreed with his policies. With Tolbert dead, the rest of his cabinet would now stand trial. In all cases, their charges would be the same: high treason, misuse of public office, rampant corruption, and gross violation of human and constitutional rights.
Right there. Yeah, sit down. Pause. Promulgated by Military Decree signed and order approved. It is hereby enacted by the People's Redemption Council of the Republic of Liberia. 1. High treason. It shall constitute a crime of high treason, a first-degree felony, if A. By rampant corruption, a public officer selfishly accumulates wealth to himself and thereby denies or negates a fair distribution of the national wealth to his fellow citizens, and thereby necessitating a military coup d'etat as the only means of liberating the people. Signed, Master Sergeant Samuel K. Doe, Chairman of the People's Redemption Council and Head of State of the Republic of Liberia.
Chairman, I am not guilty of any act of treason as outlined in the act by you, which I've just read, as proposing projects, programs, and plans for the government which were mainly intended to serve people.
What we want to know here is that you have worked in the government for 18 years. And on top of that, you are a Liberian citizen. We want to know whether, in your own opinion, the democratic processes that have been going on through the years, the Liberian government, in the instrumentality of the True Party, do you think it has been monopolized by just few people, which has excluded the masses of the Liberian people from taking part? That's the question.
Please share the page. We are showing you the unrest civil war this morning. Please share the page and invite other people on our page. Please share and invite other people. And if you are your first time coming on the show, please tell us why you are phoning us from where you are stated, so that we can be able to announce you as one of our regular
A public
visitor.
execution was to be
Thank
staged
you.
on the beachfront of Monrovia, Liberia's capital city. The new leader of this country, Master Sergeant Samuel Canyon Doe, declared these executions would mark the end of this country's oppression. The Liberian people were eager for the executions to begin. The sooner Tolbert's men were shot, the sooner their country could enter an era of civilian rule.
Good morning, Merriman Bimba.
For nearly an hour,
Good morning.
condemned men sat in the bus and watched crews erect their execution posts on the quiet beachfront. It would now be a matter of minutes before they would die.
Simeon Taylor. Simeon Taylor, a boy, age 3. Mother's name, Mommy Taylor. Father's name, Jala Taylor. Last address, Jatono. Patrick Taylor. Patrick Taylor. Patrick is a boy, age 5. Mother's name, Mami Tiller. Father's name, Jala Tiller.
The last address before the events is Raw Mines Bridge area. The Red Cross Family Tracing Network, the program that brings together people who have lost contact with each other.
What's your name?
I'm Frank Lobo, codename Mr. DP for the Dog Pound. I'm an announcer and DJ Kum. I'm pretty scared that if President Taylor leaves ceremoniously, that will cause a complete havoc, serious one. I may not be even sitting here.
June 4th, hundreds of miles from the Liberian capital of Monrovia, the leader of the rebel army, the LURD, Liberians United for Reconciliation and Democracy, is monitoring events.
Instead of being flown off to jail, as the War Crimes Tribunal had hoped, Charles Taylor has flown home. Ghanaian ministers insist they never officially heard the request to arrest him.
Taylor is back home, now the battle continues. We will overrun the city. We can assure the people that we'll overrun the city. We have the military capability, but we're being delayed because we're being afraid of bloodshed and we want to protect our civilians. We have no other alternative now but to move in the city.
So when does it begin? When do you think something more regular begin?
The battle going to begin today. I'm going to pass the order now.
No more stop. How about you read? No more stop.
In the following weeks, the LURD reached Monrovia 2 times. People called them World War I and World War II. Each time, the rebels pulled back under U.S. pressure. The LURD insisted they would not stop fighting until Taylor was removed. Taylor said he would not leave until the peacekeepers arrived.
We will fight street to street, house to house, and we'll defeat them.
Thank you. Like a good president, I must seek your welfare. And so I have decided to make the ultimate sacrifice. I have decided to be the sacrificial lamb, that you, our people, will live. This land of liberty must never, ever become a protectorate of the United Nations. That we must give our blood, sweat, and tears, that it should never happen. That the people, the sovereign people, must no longer be slaves, and that the cutting field days are over, and that we are free at last, and that we will never be subjected to any more slavery from anyone. You can stand up and call upon a legitimate president to step down and leave. The president accepts the challenge, but I also advance the challenge. Come and do for Liberia. If you cannot come and bring the good to our people, you have done the greatest injustice to this republic. Long live the Republic of Liberia. Long live our freedom. Long live our independence. Let no man take it from us. God bless you.
It feels quite strange to be here. There were some very horrific things that happened a year ago while I was here. Executions, torture, disemboweling, even ritual cannibalism.
Original Sunny Boy, I'm eating a hat. It can help to make the protection strong when you eat your enemy, when you eat a hat. It will make my protection huge. I'm ready to eat, yes, tomorrow we can.
For the rebels themselves, life just carries on as normal. Incidents that happened 12 months ago completely fade into the past. But it's impossible not to feel a sense of foreboding, knowing that if the rebels go into Monrovia, exactly those kind of things could happen again.
The war you are fighting, don't fire behind your friend. Then now you want to let your war. So your men, you fire according to your fire position. And don't run.
A coalition of Taylor's old enemies from the Civil War in the 90s, the LERD claimed that the president excluded them from their rightful positions in Liberia's army. After 4 years of fighting, the LERD controls 70% of the country. Their only objective is to remove Taylor from power.
Taylor should come down. He should come down.
You've agreed to a ceasefire. How long do you think you will be on ceasefire here?
I had given them the 72 hours discussion because we will not wait for long for our civilian population to suffer without him stepping down or any agreement fruitful to the Liberian people. We will take action. I have enough men to take over Monrovia. Enough. And I had a military capability to take over Monrovia.
And that 72 hours begins now?
Now from today's date.
Right.
You said earlier today that you fear there may be another attack. What was your prediction?
Today's Friday. I predict that if they don't attack within the next week, they will not attack. But if they continue the same belligerent attitude, I would expect them for them to attack. They want power. They want power. And if they think that the only way for them to get that power is to attack Monrovia before the peacekeepers come, they will do that.
Why do you stay?
I love Liberia. And I think that by staying here, I can contribute more. I personally feel that if all the people who are left here in 1980, 1985, and 1990 had stayed here, we wouldn't be in this situation. Because the best and the brightest have left.
Are you afraid at all?
Of course. If I wasn't afraid, then I don't think I would be human.
On July 8th, George Bush arrived in Africa for a 5-nation tour. He wanted the focus to be his $15 billion pledge to fight AIDS. But war in Liberia is intruding on his message. Liberians hoped the president would send the Marines. But for the time being, they are happy to have 32 soldiers on the ground. Their mission? Assess humanitarian conditions.
Most Liberians are really quite pro-American. Their culture is very much a product of America's culture. They feel ties, they have relatives in America, and they look to America for help. So the emphasis now is to try to make an orderly transition to a new situation and a freer situation, and to try to help the suffering Liberian people. So we're not interested in propping up the Taylor regime. What we are interested in is getting on to a better era for Liberia.
With George Bush in Africa and American Marines in Monrovia, the LERD did not attack as pledged.
The Bush administration is pressing the Liberian leader to leave the country. He's seen by many as the biggest impediment to peace in the region and has been indicted for alleged war crimes in neighboring Sierra Leone.
In 1980, Samuel Doe seized power in a deadly coup. Despite a decade of human rights abuses, Doe cemented relations with Washington by remaining faithful to America's Cold War agenda. In December 1989, Charles Taylor launched his uprising and within months had control of most of the country. Before he could claim victory, West African troops intervened and President Doe was killed by a rival warlord. Civil war ensued, and over the next 6 years, 250,000 Liberians lost their lives.
We did fight.
And we say that we will only accept a process that will lead to democratic elections, and we'll submit to that process.
In 1997, in an election organized and sanctioned by the UN, Charles Taylor became the 21st president of Liberia.
All of us that went to school in America always prayed that one day we could set up an American-style system. You have free speech, free press, a rule of law. This is what we've always wanted to do, and that's what we set out to do.
Taylor's election did not bring peace. War spread to Sierra Leone and threatened to engulf all of West Africa. Charles Taylor is accused of creating and supporting the RUF, the Sierra Leonean army, responsible for some of the worst atrocities in modern history. He now faces the possibility of life behind bars for crimes committed in Sierra Leone.
Charles Taylor was the central kingpin of the joint criminal enterprise, and that he was the one who allowed, sustained, aided, abetted, nurtured, and caused this tragedy both in Sierra Leone, in Guinea, in Liberia, in Cote d'Ivoire. And all of West Africa was in his grips.
The Lurd claim to represent all 16 indigenous tribes of Liberia. They say that Taylor and his government are descendants of Americo-Liberian colonists who have exploited them since they first arrived from America.
Liberian government officials are not enemy. Taylor is the only enemy. Boom! Boom!
Then we send our prayer for that white our people will go.
While many of the rebels are Mandingos, Muslim traders with tribal cousins across the border in Guinea, they are not fundamentalists. This war is fueled by hunger for power and money, not religion.
Who can pray for fire?
The robbery.
That's it, prayer.
After a quarter of a century of conflict, nearly half of Liberia's 3 million citizens are displaced. 30,000 IDPs, internally displaced people, live in the National Stadium.
Basically, we are doing a distribution of non-food items and food items to the IDP and also some refugee population at the SKD Stadium. The ICRC so far, we've been distributing mainly non-food items. So this food distribution is a sign of an emergency.
Come, America! Come,
So where do you live? Where's your home?
I live inside here. Room 19. There where I've lived myself. There's some of the family over there, they cook there, then they come up here.
Where are your children now?
My children are here. 10 that sleep in here because all here.
You would want the U.S. to come here to Liberia?
No. I want you to go back now and say, I want you to be here now for us. Besides God, you're the only hope we got now.
Chief of Staff is moving his men out of Tubmanburg towards the front lines. They hope to cut off essential parts of the city and then relaunch a further attack to try and take the rest of the city. The timing is 2 weeks, and there are more men on the move now than I've ever seen in my history of travelling with the Lurd.
They have called upon me to leave. I have said yes, but I have said to them, it does not make sense. Because if I were to leave this country, before the peacekeeping troops arrive in this city, I see disaster. I see trouble. I see murder, mayhem. I see rape. I see total destruction. So it is important. It is important for the international community to act, and to act now, to bring peacekeepers to Liberia and bring them now.
We entered the Po River Bridge area late last night. One group of rebels who entered the town a couple of days ago was very heavily surrounded by government troops, so we're trying to push through and link up with them, clearing the government road of troops. The Chief of Staff, Sia Sharif, is in personal command of the men pushing them through, trying to link up with forces at the Iron Gate.
The Liberian government says its forces have lost a major bridge close to the capital, Monrovia, during the latest fighting with the rebels. Government statements about the loss of the Po River Bridge came after reports that rebel forces were within 20 kilometers of the capital, Monrovia. From a checkpoint near the front line, Paul Welsh reports.
Not so good news. You will see tonight people will start moving again, moving into central Monrovia, because when they move to central Monrovia, especially under the eyes of the U.S. Embassy, they feel they're going to be saved.
Are they?
Absolutely not. Unless America changes its mind to come in and do something immediately, I do think there's going to be another disaster.
Say no to the fighting in Lopa County. Say no to the fighting in Panjama. Say no to the fighting in Kola.
Jag ser en bien om vi lugnar oss av.
Early morning, July 19th. With distant sounds of artillery, a rumor spreads that peacekeepers have finally arrived.
I know how you feel. Agama is not here yet. Even when Agama arrives here, we will be the first to inform you to get in the streets to jubilate. But until that time, we have an active war going on 2.5 miles down the road. To be in the street is dangerous for you because they are using mortar fire. They can drive anywhere and kill you or hide you. So we want to talk to you, so please leave it. No problem. We want peace. We want peace.
The thing everybody was hoping to avoid by having the UN troops come, that's where we're at. That's where we're at now. That's where we're at right now. We're in some deep trouble.
No West African peacekeepers, no UN peacekeepers, no American peacekeepers. July 20th, as feared, war crashes into Monrovia. Within hours, government forces lose control of the city.
Apparently most of Monrovia is now under control and the rebels seem to have taken minimal casualties. Reports are coming in that thousands of government troops are preparing to surrender, and it only is the executive mansion that is now remaining.
Share the page and get ready for the discussion this morning.
At the two main bridges that lead into downtown Monrovia. It's all that separates them from total defeat.
The number to call is 215-578-1050. 215-578-1050. Or you can better call 215-960.
By the end of the day, thousands of Liberians seek the Greystone compound. It is American embassy land given over to house refugees.
The Freeport is under complete control. As you look here, you see right on the wall here, the Freeport of Monrovia welcome you.
Bomber bridge up here, bomber bridge. And the terror, they land right in front of looking down, they lock it up. Anyone say that for nothing not you do here. They probably like the bridge up here. Where do you can't get a water info? We're gonna put it here and they put a bridge like a bridge.
The mortaring of the city, it's a terrible human tragedy, and ending the humanitarian suffering that's going on is a major objective of ours.
The whole world has let us down. We have asked great nations to come to our rescue. As the result of this carnage, nobody can come to our rescue until everybody can perish for this country. We are in tears. We are bleeding.
We're inserting 41 U.S. Marines from the Fleet Anti-Terrorism Security Team into the U.S. Embassy compound. They're just cycling through right now, and they're coming in stages. It's working great.
Fighting enters its fourth day. The unfulfilled promise of peacekeepers is creating anger on the streets. The feeling towards America is shifting.
We expected the Americans to have come in to assist us, but it seems that our appeal have fallen on deaf ear. So our African brothers, need to come on the ground to rescue the Liberian people.
Mostly overlooked by the international media, Liberia is suddenly the lead story on the evening news.
We're deeply concerned that the condition of the Liberian people is getting worse and worse and worse. And so our commitment is to enable ECOWAS to go in, and the Pentagon will make it clear over time what that means. Secondly, it is very important for Charles Taylor to leave the country.
What if I had just hightailed out of town 3 weeks ago? Catastrophe in Liberia. Finally, I said, I'm not going in a place until troops come. Everybody said, oh, yeah, you're right. We need to send some troops in there. Why didn't someone do that before? Why would they let President Bush, his advisors, let President Bush get on the air and make such a provocative statement without giving him all of the facts? They've shelled the city. If they had broken through our lines, what would have happened? They would have murdered thousands.
I actually heard that the shell that hit the embassy, they were able to track it back to
American mortars given to Guinea under the pretext of using it for training purposes. Thousands of them have entered here. There's very little that anybody can say about this. I said this is a United States covert war, and they've got Liberian blood on their hands.
The mortar that hit, is it true that it came from America?
That's something I can't comment on because it's still under investigation, and we have certain restraints about talking about cases which are still under investigation.
Essentially, I slept because of this one shelling of this thing. I mean, this is not life. I'm dying. Can you imagine human beings, human being lying in here, a shelter? We are dying. Imagine. This should be enjoyment for our kids for the future. So I'm just asking the international world. I'm begging Lloyd. I'm begging Charles Taylor and his entire group to please put an end to this suffering because we have freedom in this country. We should be enjoying this. And now we are running for bullets.
Every day, the two sides fight for control of the bridge, but neither side seems able to gain an advantage. It is hard to distinguish rebel soldiers from the government militia. Zubin says to look at the logos of the t-shirts or the colors of the bandanas, but that usually doesn't help.
There is fighting on the northern edge of the city at the moment as government troops try to outflank the rebels and attack them and cut them off from behind. President George Bush spoke last night, urging President Taylor to step down immediately to bring peace to Liberia.
I'm not saying rude with you, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Don't panic. You know, I have the solution, Father.
Thank you, sir.
Fine.
Will the US intervene in Liberia? It's believed that the Pentagon in particular is urging caution, aware of America's current troop commitment in Iraq and possibly still reeling from the memory of President Clinton's catastrophic attempt to intervene in Somalia.
War has been a part of life here for so long that these young men have never known peace. For them, Charles Taylor is not only their president, but their father figure as well.
How old were you in 1992 when you
said? I was 7 years.
How are you now?
Me? At 17. We're going to die for the government and for the people.
Okay.
Yes.
I hope you don't have to die.
I got to do that for the government.
Okay.
The bullet are going to kill me, I can dodge it. No deflector. Want this? Little one. They won't get kill me. I'll fight for my father.
That eat us, eh?
Yes, this is no problem. We gotta move, man.
Okay.
Control of the port means control of the food supply to the city. Monrovia is now under siege.
Mary, what's going on here? What's happening here?
Okay, the surveillance trying to loot all over the city. And we don't loot. And we tell them to not loot the city.
So you're trying to prevent them from stealing things?
Yes, we're trying to put them under control to not loot the city.
The headlines at this hour. The co-chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Benjamin Yetan, vows to execute state security men found looting and harassing civilians. Money grant.
Yeah, go. Go quick. Go.
General Yetan has ordered all commanders, all officers, and all soldiers of the armed forces of Liberia, anywhere they catch any looters, they should be summarily executed. And that is what happened there. They were caught with items that they had gone and stolen from somebody's house, and they were executed when they were caught with those items at the checkpoint.
As fighting intensifies, government soldiers try to cut the rebel supply routes. In this, their only clinic, the LURD have almost no medical supplies to treat their mounting casualties.
Body. You know it? You know it?
Struggling with their own wounded, the rebels have little to offer the people they claim to have just liberated.
The Organization of West African States agrees to send peacekeepers, but without funding, there is no firm date for their arrival. On July 25th, President Bush orders 3 warships to Liberia with 3,500 Marines. The ships are at least a week away.
President Bush has directed the Secretary of Defense to position appropriate U.S. military capabilities off the coast of Liberia. I now ask both LURD and the government of Liberia to cease fire. GOL has accepted this U.S. proposal, and I now call upon LURD to do the same. Many innocent people are dying in Monrovia. If LURD has regard for the people of Liberia, it will accept this proposal now.
They have said that the ships should be here by August 2nd. When they said it within 1 week, and I counted the days. It was August 2nd, so we expect them in 5 days. Medicines are running short, food is running short, water is running short. We are in serious trouble.
The international community has called for a 10 o'clock ceasefire this morning. Now, the rebels say that they will adhere to that 10 o'clock deadline, but that they are going to push forward as much as possible to take as much territory before that 10 o'clock deadline comes into effect.
You are welcome. Nothing going to happen here. You are welcome.
American Marines on the streets of Monrovia. They've been begged to come here to protect the people and to help make a ceasefire work. More are on the way, but it's not clear what they'll do or when. For now, these men are guarding the beer delivery to the embassy. Liberians are losing faith in what they used to call their big brother. Paul Welsh, BBC News, Monrovia, Liberia.
July 31st. Despite the attack at the Greystone compound, people have returned in droves. Another ceasefire is signed, but food is still not getting in.
We would like to systematically measure all the children so that we can get a handle on how many malnourished children there are and what the extent of the problem of malnutrition is in the camp. So you can see this child is malnourished. This child is moderately malnourished, but we'll be looking today for the severely malnourished. Okay, this one is in the red. Now, when it gets in the red, that's the size of a film case. Yeah, see, he's at risk here, and he's 7 years old. So, you know, but he's not eligible for food, so because of the limit of the amount of food that we have.
So what are the sandbags for?
The sandbags is a protective measure for stray bullets. They have been frequent in this yard. Almost every day we have the situation of one death from stray bullet.
Stray bullets has been a big problem. Yesterday, even, you know, we've had 2 days of ceasefire, and yesterday we had 6 bullet wound patients from stray bullets entering the compound. The day before there was 14. The day before there was 32. The day before that was 16. So yeah, it's a big problem. People have a fatigue for war, you know, after they've been through it several times, not just once, but several times. They have a way of coping. They know to look for plastic sheeting. They know to get to a certain point that may be safe. Oh, shit.
You can't dodge us.
All right, let's move to a wall. Let's move to a wall. Yeah, that's your ceasefire. Those are whizzers.
Many organisations have been promising now for weeks to send peacekeepers here, and there aren't any. And if peacekeepers had come, these people who are dying now would not be dying.
In Iraq, 3 U.S. soldiers have been killed and 4...
This is very costly. This is money. One for the people to give us this money. Yeah.
But not for that. You don't want to hold it anymore.
We don't want to hold it no more. Yeah, no more.
What would you rather hold?
Huh?
What do you want to hold?
I want to hold pen and paper.
In a last-ditch effort to take back the port, the government militia launches a final attack. By day's end, they are back where they started. For President Taylor, time and options are running out.
The end strategy is to either kill Taylor or disgrace him before the war crimes, this ceremonial court. That's the end game. Maybe the first, maybe I get killed, but I don't think anybody's going to take me from here to any court. I haven't done anything to the Liberian people, and I don't think anybody's going to do that. So if anybody is coming in here with a hostile intention, they better come in fighting, because I fight when I have to fight.
So when are the U.S. troops coming?
Well, we can't actually comment on American military movements or composition of troops, but the United States has a lot more involvement in Liberia than just what it does directly with its own military.
Sending a few thousand Marines, beautiful. But America is going to have to dig deeper a little bit, and let's use Liberia as a litmus test of what America wants to do in this new millennium.
This is the heart of the epicenter of destabilization in Western Africa. If we can fix it, all of Western Africa, where about 20% of America's imported petroleum comes from, among many things, will be a much more stable place, a much better component of the world and the world's economy. It's the system that's screwed up, and that's why Mr. Taylor has to leave.
August 5th, with 3 U.S. warships just beyond the horizon, 700 Nigerian peacekeepers arrive. And without firing a single bullet, the fighting ends.
We need peace. We need peace. Oh, Liberians, we need peace. We
Liberia to build the capital, Monrovia. We need unity, Liberians, we need peace to make Liberia a strong nation. We need peace, yes, in Liberia, to restore the cities in Liberia. We need unity, Liberians, we need peace to make Liberia a strong nation.
We need peace. We need peace. Oh, Liberians, we need peace. We need peace. We need peace. Oh, Liberians, we need peace.
I say, look at our country, look at our people, and our children. They are longing to be free. Look at our people.
After years battling each other, the two sides meet on the bridge.
The war ain't finished. You agree, it's finished. Because our people need peace.
They are all child soldiers like me. We should be together. Don't forget about war.
Is the war over?
Yeah, the war is over because we are seeing emotion. Thank you very much.
This one, we brothers, no friends.
U.S. Ambassador Blaney and the head of the West African Peacekeeping Force travel across the bridge to meet with General Cobra. The goal, allow humanitarian aid to flow back into the city.
Hello. John Blaney. Well, I think it should be a turning point of the conflict. In fact, that's why I'm here, is to try to talk peace and to make sure that the ceasefire is respected that all parties have signed.
We can't leave the port by his request. He had to leave Liberia totally, resign and leave Liberia, and we will leave the port with the International Peacekeeping Force.
All summer long, Charles Taylor claimed he would leave the country when peacekeepers arrived. On August 10th, he broadcasts his farewell speech to the nation.
Today is a very important day in my life, and indeed, may I say, in the existence of our nation. These are very, very tough times. I have decided that I will relinquish the powers of the presidency to the Vice President at midday tomorrow. Could we continue fighting? Yes. But above all else, the people must matter. I say to my colleagues, the chairman of the African Union, the chairman of ECOWAS, Africa is at a crossroads. This new one world government, we must be very careful. Decisions are not being made in our capitals. They are being made in foreign capitals. The Liberian people must be left to determine their destiny. I say to you, if I have injured or hurt anyone, I ask you to forgive me. Because for those of you that have injured me in this country, I say to you today, this Sunday afternoon, I forgive you. You've been very good to me through the grace of God, and I love you from the bottom of my heart. I will always remember you wherever I am. And I say to you, God willing, I will be back.
As Taylor's plane takes off for Nigeria, the LURD burst into celebration. Their 4-year quest is ending. Within hours of Taylor's departure, the 3 U.S. warships that were beyond the horizon for over a week become visible from the shore.
Out on the water, it's awesome. That does not help us. I mean, in no way has America helped us to date, that I can see. There may be Big Brother out there, so everybody thinks they're going to fear them, but it's not true. These little Pekings know they're out there, they're not here.
If the United States, ECOWAS, the UN doesn't do something decisive in the next few days, we might descend back into chaos. Right now, this is a very fragile situation, very volatile. It just takes one idiot with a gun to put us back to square one.
No one knows exactly how many people died this summer. Many are left on roads and in ditches to rot. Others die from hunger and disease and are never counted. Hundreds are buried with no record or memory.
Said that there are more than 400 bodies here already. They have 4 graves. Some have 50 bodies. Like I said, down here has about 50. So there's another one down there, I think 39. There's another one over there, it's 70 something. And then there's this one. And today they're bringing 70 more bodies.
I've been very strong speaking out against Mr. George Weah. Why do you think he would be the wrong person to rule this country?
He was the world best, European best, Africa best, all the best, right? He made so much money. We are told $93 million. I stand to be corrected in this amount. But he made so much money to the extent that the United Nations looked at him and made him what? United Nations ambassador for UNICEF to donate his money to suffering children around the world. How many children in Liberia did he prioritize? Nothing. There's no George Weah Foundation, there's no sports academy, there's no recreation center, there's no public library for public school students. There is absolutely nothing. Money is gone. You want to be president to set over our resources. The same way you mismanage yours, you will mismanage ours. That's what I think. We fear rigging. We fear rigging. If there's a rig election, we fear national civil response by the people of this country.
You fear that she might use her power not to rig for maybe the Unity Party, but for her new favorite candidate now?
She's a politician, is a very tricky person. A politician is unpredictable. So she might, because her son is in CDC. She might, and then Senator Gbesong Afili, that she has been supporting all along and interacting with, is also in CDC. McIntosh is in CDC. A lot of prominent people from executive mansion, they are in CDC. So she might be carrying out a diversionary tactics while at the same time be aiming at somebody no one is thinking of. Nobody knows. Because her second cousin is Bronsky. Bronsky's mother, Ellen's mother were first cousin. So Ellen and Bronsky are second cousin. Okay? So her son is in CDC. All of these people with Ellen are in CDC. So people might say, oh, you know, because her son is in CDC, she might rig in favor. No. She might possibly rig in favor of somebody I've been hearing about, perhaps Ellis Cummings. The stranger in the political terrain. But it's possible.
Everybody in Liberia is, of course, praying for peaceful elections. But if there are signs of the kind of rigging that you just mentioned, what is the way forward then?
We want peace. We need peace. We deserve peace. But because we need peace, we deserve peace, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who also signed onto that document, she live by the peace, by being neutral in our election. The only say I believe she can have is to put a one vote. in one vote, but not to interfere. Nobody want to run away. I have established foundation. I have big schools, and we graduate students every year. They pass wire. We don't want any trouble here, but we cannot spend our millions for election and you go and rig.
So if that happens?
If that happens, there will be a national civil response. A national civil response.
What method?
As a national civil response, they will use the constitution because their peace and their future will be in danger. So they will respond to say
exactly
no to regulation.
What does it exactly mean, this response?
A national civil response, it could be the movement of the people to say no to regulation through a peaceful demonstration, through a stay-at-home demonstration.
I've been very strong speaking out against Mr. George Weah. Why do you think he would be the wrong person to rule this country?
He was the world best, European best, Africa best, all the best, right? He made so much money. We are told $93 million. I stand to be corrected in this amount. But he made so much money to the extent that the United Nations looked at him and made him what? United Nations ambassador for UNICEF to donate his money to suffering children around the world. How many children in Liberia did he prioritize? Nothing. There's no George Weah Foundation, there's no sports academy, there's no recreation center, there's no public library for public school students. There is absolutely nothing. Money is gone. You want to be president to set over our resources. The same way you mismanage yours, you will mismanage ours. That's what I think. We fear rigging. We fear rigging. If there's a rig election, we fear national civil response by the people of this country.
You fear that she might use her power not to rig for maybe the Unity Party, but for her new favorite candidate now?
Well, she's a politician, is a very tricky person. A politician is unpredictable. So she might, because her son is in CDC. She might, and then Senator Gbesong Afili, that she has been supporting all along and interacting with, is also in CDC. McIntosh is in CDC. A lot of prominent people from executive mansion, they are in CDC. So she might be carrying out a diversionary tactics while at the same time be aiming at somebody no one is thinking of. Nobody knows. Because her second cousin is Bronsky. Bronsky's mother, Ellen's mother, were first cousin. So Ellen and Bronsky are second cousin. Okay? So her son is in CDC. All of these people with Ellen are in CDC. So people might say, oh, you know, because her son is in CDC, she might rig in favor. No. She might possibly rig in favor of somebody I've been hearing about, perhaps Ellis Cummings. The stranger in the political terrain. But it's possible.
Everybody in Liberia is, of course, praying for peaceful elections. But if there are signs of the kind of rigging that you just mentioned, what is the way forward then?
We want peace. We need peace. We deserve peace. But because we need peace, we deserve peace, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who also signed onto that document, she live by the peace. By being neutral in our election. The only say I believe she can have is to put a one vote. In one vote. But not to interfere. Nobody want to run away. Liberians. He said, you will be doing wrong. If you were to come and arrest me, I will fight you. You know what? The same crime you want to arrest me for, which you allege against me, is the same damn crime that Taylor committed when you said you killed Mama, you can't consider him with the presidency. You paid Taylor to be the president of Liberia. He's going to jail. It's not because of Liberia, because of involvement in Sierra Leone. Alleged involvement in Sierra Leone. Then after Taylor, you say burn the mansion, destroy the mansion. I will rebuild in 3 days. You have compensated Madam Sirleaf for 12 years. Now I'm a senator looking for a job to be your leader, talking about work rank. Can't catch me. I tell you what, I'm just saying the injustice, the selected justice. Tell him my boss, how did he get free from American maximum prison? Ellen, my sponsor. You paid them to be president. Man, people believe I'm a hero when the other time I'm a devil. Because you were being killed, I stood for you. May not be okran with our law. Liberia is a sovereign country. Liberian parliament enacted a law granting amnesty from 1990 to 2 or 3. That's what I'm saying. So if you want to repeal that law or amend that law or throw the law away to impose your will on us, then you will have a crisis on your hand in the Republic you will regret.
How will you come?
Go grab Alhaji Nkrumah. All the men will rise up. Go grab Joe Bully. All the crowd will rise up. Go catch Prince Johnson. You won't catch me.
Why?
You won't even catch me. Because the resistance you will find from young guy, it will be maximum uncontrollable and ungovernable.
Yep.
When you're talking, those who talking, it's good you're talking so we can know you. So the day trouble come here, which we don't pray for, your home will be the visitation ground. I'm not afraid. But the fact is that we all must understand why we had to fight. As Nimbanians, we know very well we were under siege. Our country was under siege by the Dole regime. We have audio report, we have video report where he said Nimbanians must what? Leave their country or they will never be seen again. We have those reports. We understand in those days, those fateful days, those bitter days, Honorable Councillor Tewun Gonglo could not use the word Gonglo. Because wherever Nimban was using Monrovia, you were kicked out of the home. You will see body one side, hair one side. Where was Tewun Gonglo that time? Even my son, Koga, who talking about Walkranko also. He ran away, he was in Play Africa, dividing Bokawi. We stood, many of our comrades are there today. But we would lay. Is that the honor we receive from you?
That state that the president should nominate, and the confirmation should come from the Senate. Now, so the ambassador to America, was he confirmed? Say no. You say no. I want you to say no. You saw the confirmation. I want you to say no. Did you see the confirmation? No, we are not jokers here. We are not jokers. No, the plane today, Honorable Thomas Fala told me yesterday that the plane today was to have been suspended. You saw me talking in session? No. Because we went to a meeting, we told people that were supposed to talk. You think I can talk? You think Honorable Bobo Chimo can make me a friend? He can't. Because I was elected. He can't make me a friend. Hey, I will talk. Why? Because I mean, soon go, man. That man. You saw how the floor was looking today. You saw how the floor was looking. You saw the floor. But is there a plot to unseat the speaker? Look, we are getting the numbers of moving and my name on the list. I said somebody need there. I said my name on the list. I don't have to care about all that. If they are made enough, they will tell you who they are. I am saying I get called by name is on the list to remove them men that carrying the capital building the way he not supposed to carry. I finish exposing the executive people that see this kind of stuff. I get called by my name is. We are men who are elected by our people. So we need to talk for the people. He can only be removed Where you go for a cause? Where you go for a cause? Where you go for a cause? Oh, we don't have a cause, right?
No, I'm asking.
Oh, we don't have a cause, right? Oh, we don't have a cause, right? So
what is the reason?
As soon as you get the number, the reason will be stated. The reason will be stated as soon as you reason before you even decide to remove it. As soon as you get the number, the reason will be stated. Who got reasons? Are you afraid to state the reason? Yeah, I'm afraid of it. I'm afraid of it today. I'm talking about president now. Yeah, afraid of one. Who got the reasons? The reasons are there.
Any final statement?
The final statement is this president should proceed the right way. Then he and myself will be friends. As long you see, you want to be able to play Johnson.
You said you are coming back with motion, with communication to the president.
Very well. In the process, it's a process. It's a process. It's a process. It's a process. Like Prince Johnson will call on me. When Prince Johnson go on the radio and shot at the president and say, man, I want to be president. He know that one, eh? Like today, he take the bodyguard for the man. You think I can bow down to people, eh? Look at me. Look at me. If you have seen any lawmaker that have been fought before, if I've been in the history before that lawmaker have been fought, Honorable Yeka Kolba would not be fought. I'm speaking English. I said if they have been in the history of the country before that any lawmaker have been fought, that would not be fought.
It seems that only one person is respecting like
oh yeah, but
keep your call coming on 215-578-1050. Here we discuss the fight. We discuss the jihad with CA. I want to be thankful to all my viewers this morning for coming on the Abraka Talk Show, for you to watch what is happening, for you to watch what we went through, the slavery, the murder are getting position in our country, while the perpetrators, those who brought the war, they are masquerading around the city with the government vehicles, with government resources. But yet this president has refused to establish a war crime code. And that is the reason why that President George Manawia will not come to the United States yesterday. Because an attempt for you to come to Congress, to address the Congress, they will ask you what have happened that you have not seen, that we continue to see the video clip all over. I am very much hurt this morning. I am very much hurt because of the way in which our people were treated. Our people were treated in a devastating manner. Our people was treated, if to say that you going to a war zone with your enemy, but yet Lord care and murder our people. Lord care and murder our people. But yet Prince Johnson is saying that President Weah should remain in power for a lifetime. Because the President Weah have saved him. President Weah have saved heaven for him. And so at the end result, look at places like Uganda, look at places like Sierra Leone, places like Africa, Guinea. Are you telling me that those countries, they never experienced what we call war? Yes, indeed, they experienced it. But the way in which you go ahead dealing with their issues, the way they're going on dealing with the issues, and for us, we Liberians, we are the cause of our own problem. We are the cause of our own problem. Yesterday, we went to an election. Yesterday, we went to an elections. But you choose a buffoon, a 419 being. You rather choose a 419 being than choose Alexander Cummings. Oh yes? You rather choose, you said that George Weah loved the country, but yet the mayor of millionaire, not a single orphanage home that he ever built in our country. Not a single club homes that, yes indeed, he had football club, not a single club home that he built in our country. Yet you claim that the man, Mother Molina claimed that the man is a millionaire, that he has a millions over there, while in vast majority of our people living in Aja poverty. What was just $1 million that he had, that he building homes? This president is constructing homes in our country. This president is constructing homes in our country. And for me, I will continue, and every day I will continue to say that this president, he is a reckless bravado. This president is a reckless bravado, and he has no face in our country. This is the president that naked himself, to work in the restaurant for Robert Osprey, in Obertasi Robert Osprey. That is the man who we elected as a president. But yet he refused to go for a debate. This is the man that we elected as president, yet not a single time that he ever told her that his manifesto is to bear rule. That now we know that the Liberian people need rule. That now we know that the places he building his homes, that the places need rule, that now we know. When the 16 billion get missing in our country, when the 16 billion get missing in our country, we are offer any tangible reasons for investigations? No. But all they do, they steal our government money and enjoy themselves. Go and dine and wine. Go and dine and wine. That's what we have been doing. And I am saying he is a criminal. Because all these perpetrators are passing around in Monrovia. We have been a sensible man. This thing never worked during Ellen time. Reason because we know that Ellen was associated with the war. That thing never worked Ellen time. What is it that we have elected? We elected you on the basis of love, not on the basis of academia. No. We was elected on the basis of love. And the same love, that's the same love that they show him in the 2 elections that he was defeated. What would the Liberian people vote you in power? You treat them the way you are treating them. You treat them the way you are. We have turned to a buffoon, a president that our presidency have been reduced. Gross violence have abused our presidency. And I am asking him, if nobody will join me in the struggle, I am asking President Weah to resign. I am asking him to resign, or else President Weah will be impeached. Or he will be removed brutally in that office. I am saying it, and I'm saying it well. Or else President Weah will be brutally removed from the office. The 1 year that he has spent, the 1 year is looking at 5 years. The 1 year that man has spent is looking at 5 years. So the remaining 5 years that he have in office, we will not wait for that 5 year to end. We will not wait for the 5 year to end. We need him to live and live now. Our people cannot continue to be suffering aged poverty. He said in his inauguration that the economists, the Liberian would not be a spectator in their own economics. Amen. Look at Liberia today. President Weah is president. But yet we are spectators. We are spectators in our own country. We are spectators in our own country. And then people telling me that yes, indeed, I should go to Liberia. Right now, you want me to go to Liberia to give help to our people? Now, I better leave here and get help, because an attempt for me to go there, they guys will jail me, because they have said it before. They have said it before that an attempt that they was going to extradite me to go to Liberia. And I told the president, I said, well, I have my lawyer. This platform that you see, the Abraka Talk Show, have a lawyer. My lawyer advised me to do things that I did. And so when you come in, you should know how you come in. That's why the ANC will continue to criticize constructively. Criticism constructively is good. But it is good for you to show to a president who is behaving like a minister or a deputy minister. It is good for you to teach him lessons. And that is the reason why I support Yake Kolba for him impeaching the president. What happened when they sent the ambassador to the U.S.? Was the ambassador confirmed? Was the ambassador confirmed? The ambassador that they sent to the U.S. wasn't confirmed by the Senate. I said, no. This president is downtrading our laws. And I am saying that if President Weah does not take time, he will be impeached or he will be brutally removed from office. Because we don't have no place in our economies, we don't have no place in our country for such a masquerading. You know, I saw a noise this morning upon washing that clip. I saw a noise. I annoyed that why is it that President Weah will not establish a war crime court? Since he said that the war crime court, you guys remember him chasing Jonathan Pelele? You guys remember that, right? You guys remember that? Jonathan Pelele have to leave the country and go to Great Britain. Jonathan Pelele have to leave the country and go to Great Britain. And after they are signed, before Jonathan Pelele returned back to Liberia. Liberia is not safe. I am encouraging all business persons that doing business or that want to do business in Liberia to put stop now. Because Liberia is not safe. Liberia is not safe. You say that Liberia is not safe, but you're building homes. You're building structures. Erecting, you are demolishing your homes. Building it with new homes. You say Liberia is not safe? But you were senator in our country. You were senator in Liberia. You are claiming that Liberia is not safe, so for that reason, War Crime Court cannot come to Liberia. But Mobla Molune run the best of cars. You yourself, you can't talk about you. Presidents say morale. What morale? What morale that you want? What morale that you want? This president is a foolish president. President Weah is a foolish man. I repeat and I'm saying that President Weah is foolish. President Weah is a foolish bravado. A toothless bulldog, that's what President Weah is. You cannot be a president for a country while you refuse to declare your assets. Your friend Madabio declared his asset upon assuming office. He declared asset that a Salunian was satisfied. But you broke president that we have. You was very broke before ascending to the presidency. We was broke to the extent that he was elected. We have never had car to ride to go to work, to the Senate. Eddie Melvin Snow, I will repeat it 100 times. Eddie Melvin Snow have to give him his small car for him to be riding and going to Senate. He used Eddie Melvin car for 6 months. 6 months he used Eddie Melvin Snow car for. That's the man that you claim that he is a millionaire. That's the man that you claim that he have money. But you know, Liberian people, we are very good. Let the weird man become president. Let us see what he will do. Now they make you president now. The country is so hard for you. The country is so hard for you. President Weah have turned to a BM in our country. President Weah is stealing the people money, the Liberian people money, and building homes. Homes President Weah is building. And I am number one person that want him to be audited. I want President Weah to be audited. Since he cannot declare his asset, I want him to be audited. And for the War Crime Court business that I showed the clip this morning, the War Crime Court will want it in Liberia, no matter how long it takes. We want the War Crime Court in Liberia. No matter how long it takes. We want War Crime and Economic Crime Court. When Mobla Molina said yesterday that Ellen was corrupt, when Mobla Molina said that Ellen and her employers or relative in government, when Ellen said yesterday that the people who were qualified, that's the reason why she gave them job. Mobla Molina said, no, it was wrong. It is nepotism. The nepotistic behavior has now creeping in your CGC-led government. When the vice president's sister-in-law is the superintendent for for Princeville. Is the city mayor for Princeville. Her sister is a deputy minister to Minister of Gender. One of her sister is a deputy minister to Minister of Health and Social Welfare. Nathaniel Miguel, sister is a deputy minister to Minister of Finance. The Joshua men, his brothers and sisters, are all on government payroll. They are all on government payroll working to the port. But they are not qualified. They are not qualified because the position was not made public. The position was not made public. And folks, we are discovering these things, and we need to say it. That's how we see it. President Weah is not doing well for our people, and equally so he should resign. I'm asking President Weah to resign this presidency, since he have taken the church house to be the best place for him. Let President Weah resign and leave our presidency now. Keep a call coming on 215-578-1050. 215-578-1050 or 215-960-7194. This president, you know.
Aha, y'all want it good. Put your giant ready to take over.
Like
y'all want it Robbie, Papa come here again. Y'all want it Robbie, Papa George come here again. Y'all want it Robbie, Mama Joy come here again. Y'all want it Rosie, Tisha come here again.
What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, AB, my name is Prince Williams, and I'm calling from Tennessee.
Prince, how you doing? Not Tennessee this morning.
Tennessee is kind of a little bit warm. It's raining here. The weather is not. It's okay. It's fine. Thank you so much. How is your end?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Maybe I listen to you, and I'm impressed about what you are putting forward to your listener and to those who are in Liberia. And it all is a telltale to a sort of hypocrisy that our country has been ill-blessed with. Because my question is now, based on what you're saying, based on what we know, my question to Liberians who are listening, my questions to the government, my question to all the people who are in the diaspora, and I just want a simple answer. I don't want nobody to lecture me about anything. And why shouldn't get up one Sunday morning and grab all the government officials in Liberia, including the representative senator, and put them on and dig a pole on the beach and put them on that pole and line them up and call the military and put every one of them on firing squad? Why shouldn't we do that? Because it was done. That was what was done in 1980. People's parents, people's sons and daughters, people's father, grandfather were put as early Sunday morning for a crime that was not justice, that could not be proven. There was nepotism. Yes, there was favoritism. Yes, there was rampant corruption. But was it equivalent to murdering somebody and killing them and murdering them and taking their life away, leaving the family destitute and vulnerable, and some of them were the children became orphans. And isn't the same thing going on right now? Exactly what you're saying. Well, we killed Toba because Toba was nepotistic. He had all his family members in power. Isn't that the same thing we're seeing today in Liberia? Or we killed Richard Herring because Richard Herring they were stealing the government money. What's happening right now in the representatives, the legislatures? What's going on? Paying somebody $17,000 a month. Isn't that a theft? Isn't that a crime? My brother, let me honestly tell you, and let me be emphatically clear. Some people think it's joke because we talk and they think that.
If anyone think that what we are discussing this morning that it is a joke, that person is sleepy.
Yeah, but Abraham, I'm saying it to you. I'm saying it clear. people, those who are listening, I don't care. That's why I call my name. That's why you go on Facebook. You see my picture. You see my family, everything. I'm not here hiding. I don't carry no fake name. I'm not a secret fan. But I can tell you, if people in Liberia sit down and think that there will be no war in Liberia because all of a sudden that Jesus has come down and announced to Liberia, yes, the rainbow has come and said there will be no rain, they're lying. Because the thing that brought the war in Liberia, if the same thing continues to persist, there will still be war in Liberia.
The same thing continue to creep. The same thing continue to creep. They all said that Ellen was corrupt. So Ellen was nepotistic. So why is it that they're seeing government, this government is practicing the same behavior and following the same trend that Ellen followed?
But Abraham, to be honest with you, a lot of Liberians don't know. Do you know why we managed to survive 12 years in a war? Do you know why there's going election that we didn't revert back to war? Let me tell you the basic reason. It was not because of people were tired of war. It was because the wisdom of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf had not been a wise, a tolerable leader who had been war. You know how much provocation CDC provoked that woman? If it was somebody who like John Weah time, if that same amount of provocation is put on John Weah right now, I tell you, there will be war in Liberia because his reaction will be instead of rational reaction, it will be a knee-jerk reaction. It will lead to counter reaction. Look at what happened to you on the UN campus. How many times did Ellen ban political activity on the UN campus? How many times Ellen called for political parties to be banned on the UN campus?
They are saying that the man should be left-hand president. So maybe that's why he wants to show to the people that yes,
the people who say nothing, they won't kill the boy now because let me tell you the truth. They won't kill him now. They tried to kill him. They find a way to kill him, and he himself doesn't even know. Left-hand president? You kidding me? You need almost 600,000 people die. You're saying 250,000 because that's the number that is accounted for. What the one is unaccounted for is approximately almost close 300,000 or 400,000 people that die in the 14 years Civil War. You think they die because somebody will be left-hand president? Are you joking? Is that why we look, my brother? I mean, I want to tell the people of Liberia and be very clear, okay? If Liberian people do not allow the natural course of nature to take place, which is that whenever there is an imbalance, there has to be a balance. Whenever there is an unbalance, there has to be an equilibrium. In nature, it says that if for every action, there equal opposite reaction. Peace, the thing that called peace, is only built on the foundation of justice. For those of you who read the Quran, who read the Bible, for me, I'm a student of the Bible. The Bible says that war in heaven, the war that took place in heaven didn't take place because just because of people's passiveness. It was because justice has to be prevailed. So that war took place, and then peace. After that war, peace was established in heaven. So if people think in Liberia because let back on be back, let's just forget it, we all family, and they think that what happened in Liberia is peace, they are delusional. Because I tell you, there are family members. I know the Randy Chelsea. I don't know if you follow the old man on his father was murdered for the Sea Rafa corruption. One day Randy Chelsea cannot get in the bush now, organize his own rebel, and get financing and money for all of the Senate members in the diaspora and start a war in Liberia. The war would be justifiable because his father was killed for no reason. And the same thing his father was killed for is the same thing that is happening in Liberia right now. And so many other families. I tell the people, I tell the people, I say, okay, if my family member put on that, if any of my family member on that poll, and were mercilessly killed, today Liberia will never have been in peace until corruption, until the thing they killed my father for is eradicated in Liberia.
Thank you.
But my brother, thank you very much for what you're doing. So don't be afraid, be emboldened, don't let nobody intimidate you. Use your voice, because today everything you're saying, we're archiving it, because in the future, we'll reference it, will be our history. We'll tell the people who fight for the freedom, who advocate for equality and justice in our nation. Thank you very much. Keep up the good work and keep up the show. God bless you. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. I'll take the next caller. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? Oh, we lost the caller. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? Oh, we lost him. When people think that Abraham, not any other person, but that's the reason why my identity, I'm not hiding my identity. That's the reason why I now had my, and everything that I say, take out. Oh. That's the reason why anything that I say it with my backing. I'm a one-man army. If we does not take time, the same thing, the same rampant corruption that the people rejected Ellen for. Let's take our next caller. Caller, what is the name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Boy Solo. I'm calling from the state of New York.
Boy Solo, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, I just listened to one of your callers that just left the phone, right? And it's so sad to hear that guy speaking the way he spoke. You understand? Because first I would tell you, President Weah is a man of peace. President Weah is a man with a very calm mind that loves people. If all the things he's talking about, it was all that happened in Ellen during early administration, people were she was provoked and this and that. That was just weird.
What happened to George Manuel Weah that they have banned student politics? On a university
let me land and I will get to that. I'll come in. Give me a chance.
Does that happen to any administration that any administration ever exhibited that?
I will address that. Let me get to that. Let me end my statement. What I'm trying to say is that President Weah was duped in the election 2 different times. When you were in 2011, I'll come in at 2011.
The election commission is the one that announced result. The election commission tells us CDC lost. Then you say CDC win. Who are
the
you?
election commission told you that CDC won. CDC was the first round winner 2011.
No.
And when the government said it was a mistake.
No.
It said it was a mistake. Okay, I agree. I agree now. I agree. You said no problem. What happened when Ellen sent the Vanguard forces at the party headquarters and killed people? When some of them was disarmed.
Does that equivalent to banning stolen politics?
Give me a chance now, my brother. You want me? The man said something. I'm trying to counter-react to that. So I want you to understand. I will get to the
thing. No, you don't have luxurious of time. I want you to say your thing that you call for, so you can be done with it, and then we can take different.
But what I'm saying, when people were murdered at the party headquarters. When the police were disarmed by CDC members, that they had an arm in a possession that people wanted to react. President Weah said, no, you're turning arm over to the United Nations peacekeeping troop because this is not what we're here for. We will file our formal complaint and we'll follow our complaint to get a redress to that. It would be the time that Liberia would go into a chaos. When Ellen Johnson Saliwa had a border of Sierra Leone and Liberia were finding ways to run away out of Liberia, and other people were going to the U.S. embassy, like the J. Nangwesla today. Nangwesla will tell you who is the state senator now who are already at the U.S. embassy to leave because they know that the people were going to react. And President Weah said no. We're not going to do that. We agree that people were killed. We agree that people want to kill me. But as a matter of fact, we will carry on a reject to the United Nations to be able to do that.
Okay, I'll hold you there. Caller, what is the name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Ibrahim, it's me. I just spoke, and the caller that is calling, I would like to allow him to make his point, and then I'll respond to his...
Okay. Mute your phone.
I will hang in there. Let him make his point.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, why the President Weah didn't start war at that time? Why you were almost to an inch to be killed? That somebody who got to stand in front of the person that was standing in front of him got shot. Why you never start war? This man is not a man of war. This man is not a man of...
And that is the reason why we are telling him for him to be careful, because this thing that they put in his ear, this Natana, you listen to the finance minister, what the finance minister said. The finance minister said George Weah is a lifetime president. that if they thinking that if the Labrampo thingy that they will retire Joshua, then they are thinking wrongly. And I am saying to you,
and Abraham, in response to what the caller is saying, as it relates to what happened the day at the CDC party headquarters. Look, let me honestly tell you, okay? I don't speak in terms of partisan. I speak in terms of nationalism. That is regrettable. It's saddening. The action of the police was regrettable. It's something that that happens everywhere in most countries. Sometimes police overreact. They intend doing things, and that could lead to consequential problems.
They were not even elaborate national police.
No,
they were not even elaborate national police. It was the vanguard force that Ellen brought in the country that were wearing police uniform. Nigerians.
Well, then you say, let's say this now. Because you're saying things that I don't want to go back and forth and be argumentative with you, okay? Because you're saying things now that they're wearing police uniform.
Within 2 minutes,
all right. Now, is there anything you get to add, my friend, so I can allow you to? So when I'm talking, I can't be interrupted, and I can allow you to add that because I don't want to interrupt you too. Because we can go back and forth. I don't want to argue about it. I'll just get information.
No, we're not going to argue about it. We're just talking facts here. And like you were talking about the student policy that people trying to buy in, they buy in like Europe.
215-960-7194.
Hello.
Yeah.
I think he's inviting another caller in. I don't know if it's you.
All right, let me speak to that issue. My brother, let me tell you this today. One of the problems we've been having in Liberia, the serious problem we've been having in Liberia today, from the 1979 to present, the politicians have been using the University of Liberia to create chaos. To create chaos in that country.
That includes we have to. Are you going to agree with that as well? Because CDC used the same opportunity. They use the same platform.
I didn't say. I said a politician. I didn't say. I didn't call names. So I just telling you now. So if you look around the world, and you look in Africa, before I'm not even talking about America. If you look at university, let me say, country that I stayed long in 10 years as a refugee like Ghana, you will not see student quality on the government like that.
Be quick to your point. The guy only give us 2 minutes. I don't want us to take over the whole show.
You will not see, I got 2 minutes what I'm saying, you will not see student quality where I was in Ghana, that the students keep attacking national government instead of going to, or say you went there to be a political science student to do something better on campus, but then instead of that, you always come in to attack the national government. I've never seen that in Ghana.
Okay. Thank you.
Let me just use 2 minutes quickly, Abraham. Now, let's say, like I said, what happened at the CDC campus, it was very regrettable, but it was a provocation. The way CDC provoked the government in terms of the way they behave, and it was counterintuitive to the peace and security. The government, the police had to act to secure the peace of the civil peace and civil obedience and correct civil disobedience. But the action of the police that led to the death of CDC policy, that was wrong. And Edith should have taken action. She didn't. So that is a negative to her. But then let's come to the student politics. Look, every country has its unique tradition. The student politics-based politics in Liberia is a unique tradition that helped to foster the multi-party democracy that we enjoy today. That one thing you don't realize. Okay? Every politician, like you said, has used that platform to push their agenda. Why should it be an exception now because we are in power? Should it be an exception now? Or should we come?
Look out for nothing from the
okay, so it should be an exception now because we are in power and the causing chaos for we are. Should it be an exception, my brother? You know what? Then let's just move forward. Continue your good work.
Yeah, you can keep your call coming on 215-578-1050 or 215-960-7194. Let's take our next caller. Caller, what is the name and where are you calling from? Caller, what is the name and where are you calling from?
My name is Orlando. I'm calling from New Jersey.
Go ahead, Orlando.
Yeah, Abraham, you have two guys arguing on your talk show, so I wanted to give my point.
Yeah, sorry for that. But make a point now. You are live here and you have the minute is all yours.
Okay. Thank you for giving me the time. Listen, Abraham. I mean, it's good you having a talk show to enlighten the minds of the Liberian people that are here for us to know what is going on in Liberia. In so doing, it is wrong to encourage war in our country. We went through a lot of stuff in that country. I left from Liberia in 2006. The suffering that we went through, some of you guys never went through that.
You sure that some of us never went through it?
I don't know if you went through it.
I was in Liberia. I came here 2014.
Listen, brother. I don't know if you went through it, because if you have gone through the war in Liberia, then there would be no way that you will encourage war in our country.
I am encouraging war because I said that if the president and only if the president does not take time. But when people,
will you be willing, if they carry the war, will you be willing to go there to fight the war?
I will go fight. I will go fight.
But listen, the thing that you guys encourage in that country, remember, being in America, it doesn't mean that you're all safe.
Oh yeah, but I know that. I know that I'm not all safe.
To know that.
But
our family are back there. We all are here, and you got encouraging violence in that country.
If President Weah does not take time, I'm not encouraging violence. I said if President Weah does not take time, 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 if President, oh yeah, but
there are a lot of things you've been saying.
Oh yeah, and I mean it, and what I've been saying, and I mean it.
Do that. But when anything happens in Liberia, remember our family are there. You are not saying
that's the same way my family are there.
You are not
okay, so I am urging the government. I am urging the government. I'm telling you,
continue to do that, Abraham. You are not saying.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Thank you.
Do that.
Thank you.
All right.
Now take our next caller. Caller, what is the name? Where are you calling from?
Good afternoon, Abraham. My name is James. I'm calling you from Jersey.
Yeah, my friend James, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you for the program. I wanted to just say a few things to the guy who came on, talking against what Prince, had just said with regard to, the situation on the UL campus. Well, what we have to understand is that the UL campus can be used by anybody to put forward their messages. And if Mr. or President Weah is a wise man, he can also positively use the UL campus. But you cannot bound the UL campus from participating into Liberian politics. At the same time, you are teaching politics at the campus. So what we can do is that we will always ask the UL campus must not be used for violence, which they have not done. But at the same time, they also have their right to address issues that will affect their nation. We understand how Liberia is being governed. In the faces of everyone, you see looting going on.
Call coming on 215-960-7194.
Stealing from the country, and then you want the UL students to just sit quiet. That is not fair. Okay, not everyone will accept that. So just because they have come out and try to talk against this issue does not make them any violent.
Thank you.
They are not committing any violence. But what they are doing is they are trying to exercise their own rights.
Thank you.
And this government must accept, because they also did exercise their right during the time of early. So they should accept it. Thank you.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. If President Weah does not take time, his regime, they will regret. If President Weah does not take time, I'm saying if President Weah does not take time, let's take our next caller. Caller, what is the name and where are you calling from? Caller, what is the name and where are you calling from?
Hello, my name is Eric.
Eric, go
ahead.
Yeah,
the discussion in studio, they're ready. I want to add a bit towards it. Yeah. My name is Eric. I'm calling from New Jersey.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but what's everything, some of the things that you said over there are not doubting it, but by you threatening the president or trying to, say such a word is not really right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's take our next caller. Caller, what is the name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, once again, my name is Boy. Let me say this to you, my brother. You need to stop what you're doing by encouraging war in our country. And we're talking about I can't listen to you. If you want to fight war now, I will tell you, boldly, say you want to fight the war, it will be better. Let you and myself start a war in America. Yeah. Give me your address. Then you and myself will start a war before you go to Liberia. You understand? So it would be the best thing for you and myself to start a war now. You understand? Before you go to Liberia. Say you want to fight war, we can start fighting it now and see who will survive. Because you're common face boy and doing no nonsense and talking stupid and while other people got their family and children living over there, but you want war in that country. If you want to fight war, let's start a war. Give me your address. I will come in you so we can start a war. You understand?
You finished?
Yeah, and what I want you to do, just tell me your address.
Okay.
I will come to you in Philadelphia and see whether you will survive. So you can start a war.
Okay.
Come in here encouraging war in our country.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
You see, people will get mad, the citizens will get mad because we're saying the truth. And I am saying, I'm not hiding myself. I'm not hiding myself from President Weah. I'm not hiding myself from the citizens. I am saying if President Weah does not take time, he will be impeached or he will be overthrown. And that is just the glaring facts. That is the glaring fact, the way in which things are going on in the country of Liberia. The way in which the masses are suffering, are sleeping with hunger. The masses are sleeping with hunger. When did President Weah know that road connectivity was a problem? When did Weah know that? And then you sit down in America, you say, oh yeah, encouraging war in Liberia. Did I tell you that I'm in support of war? Did I tell you that I'm in support of war? I'm not, never will I be in support of war. Never. But what the truth is, let us place it there. If President Weah continue on this 14 that he is on, very soon his presidency will come to our end. And that is damn fact I'm saying. I'm not hiding it from you. What is on the truth that we can tell the president? What is on the truth that we can... If there's President Killer, if President Killer, Prince Wyatt Johnson, is telling President Weah that he left, indeed he can remain a left-hand president. Don't you think that chaos they want to encourage in our country? Don't you think so? Don't you think it is chaos? It was not how he came to the presidency. It was not how President Weah came to the presidency. It was by true democratic means. Democratically, he was elected. And so he should behave like a democratic president on our people. But sitting down to be building homes and corrupt government officials following him, building homes. Building homes. Jefferson Kocha have built mansions. Nathaniel Magen have built mansions. Let's take our next caller. Caller, what is the name? Where are you calling from? Caller, what is the name? Where are you calling from? Caller, what is the name? Where are you calling from? Caller, what is the name and where are you calling from?
My brother, this is Remy Gray from Minneapolis, Minnesota. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
You are on the money, my brother. I just want to tell you that, you know, disregard all of those cowards who are threatening you, because those cowards, some of them, they don't even know the history of our country. Some of them were just born yesterday, so the only president they've seen is George Weah. Maybe they saw Madam Salif a little bit.
Yeah.
And the same guy who killed the very first country guy we had, one of our own countrymen, caught his ear, cut him up, dismembered him. Those were the same people that encouraged Samuel Doe to be what he was.
Yeah.
They prop him up, they stuff him. When the revolution took place in 1980, air couldn't pass through between Guy and Mano people and the Crown people on the other side. The countryman was our man. They prop him, put some of the same evil words in his ears. Oh, you can be president for life. And when they build up the baby monster now, when the monster turn around and start eating them, that's when they want to change. You see, the nonsense Prince Johnson suggesting, Prince Johnson is just another irrelevant gentleman. I don't even want to use the word gentle. He's just another, you know, for nothing guy that is in, you know, the Liberian people way. But nothing will eschew him from facing the, you know, justice. Definitely, my brother. So I hope you don't get intimidated. I know you're a strong guy.
I'm not intimidated. Neither do I be afraid of even the seditions. Call here, I will take their call.
My brother,
even
all
the
of those
citizens
guys
call, I
talking,
will take their call. But what is right, we will say it, and what is wrong, we will say it. If you are claiming that Mother Molu was claiming yesterday that War Crime Court was going to be established in Liberia, yesterday, during
but let me tell you something. The Malva Molu, the George Weah, all the folks who are there talking now about war, they were never around for that war. All of them were cowards, they punked out. You understand? You shoot firecracker in our town, you see all the asses and who's scared. Now they're creating, they're upping the temperament of Liberian people. You understand? By the time something happens, all of them bail out. None of them will be there. Joey, you see, he will never be there.
Brother,
he's a coward.
Thank you.
You understand? So nobody should come and intimidate you. All they ask is the one that asked me for your house. You understand? Matter of fact, consider as a threat.
Keep your call coming on 215-578-1050. 215-960-7194. I will continue to progress. I will continue to progress in my deliverance, in the way in which I will disseminate information to the Liberian people. If you don't want to hear me, kindly move on. If you don't want to hear me, kindly move on. But what is the truth? I will say it. If you tell me to be assassinations, then that's it. I leave you for you to take me to court. But I Mzee Abraham, I will continue to say the truth to the day, to the president, no matter who he is, no matter what he is in. Boyo Leze has become the hallmark of the day. Boyo Leze. Say we are. Let me take this caller. Caller, what is the name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Area. I'm calling from California.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want a caller came on the line calling somebody coward, telling us about how Joshua was not in Liberia. He don't know anything about war. We all came from Liberia. We all was there during the war when Joshua used to come and do his best.
When you so come.
For more Liberian people.
Oh, okay.
And secondly, let me ask to what you were saying about threatening the president and creating violence in Liberia, inviting war. All the 14-year war went through.
Nobody invited war, but that's how that caller understood here. And then when you understand your point, when you understand my deliberation...
Let me learn, then you can come in. You hear me? Yeah, all the war went through. You just came here in 2014. You're not even legal. You live in the country, you're not even legal. No. That's the reason why you're on top show.
No,
you're not working.
No, don't say that.
You're sitting here attacking the president.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
You're not living in Philadelphia. We know where you live in. I know where you live. I see you everything.
Don't say
so
that.
So when you think you're threatening the president, you be fucking with yourself, bro. Let me tell you now. You're legal in the country. You gotta shut up until you get a document.
Don't say that. I have legal people to work in the United States.
You don't even get a document. You're on top show. Why are you wasting your time? You're not busy. You're not working. If you're working, you won't be sitting there creating violence, talking about war in Liberia. Okay? We got our family, our parents over there. So anything happen here, I know you cool. I see you every day getting out of your house. Anything happen in Liberia, you're gonna go down first. And nothing will happen in Liberia, let me tell you now. When bad people are sitting here having meetings to get war in Liberia, we won't allow it happen anymore. So if you want to happen in Liberia, we'll start right here on you. Thank you.
Okay. Let's take the next caller. Caller, what is the name? Where are you calling from? Caller, what is the name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Sam calling from Berlin.
Second, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, AB. In response to this fool who just got off the line trying to threaten you, who the hell do you think he is to try to call somebody and threaten them talking about a legal status? These are the jackasses that create a problem in our country. These are the jackasses that create a problem in our country. Okay? Joshua is causing problem for himself. All you're trying to do is just tell him exactly what he's doing. Okay? Look at the history of Liberia. Look at what people did that led to the situation of the 14-year Civil War. That is exactly what Joshua and his crooks are doing. So what's wrong with saying that the Liberian people eventually will rise up against him? That was what 300,000 or 400,000 people died for. So it's okay, right? It's okay. What it's basically trying to say is okay for Joshua and his crooks to come and steal.
Yeah, for him to steal the country money and invest it in buildings. It is good.
These fools are damn selfish. They come on the air. Only think about something that's in their interest and not for the overall good of the Liberian people. Sitting his ass there in California talking about somebody don't have legal status.
That man is in Philadelphia. That man at that time I know his number. That man is in Philadelphia. At that time
Since they say what Joshua is doing, Liberia is so good, Liberia is prosperous, let him get an access from here and go back there and live. Everything is fine there. Why don't they get the access and go there? Thanks, brother. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Keep your call coming on 215-578-1050, 215-960-7194. I will continue to say it. If you like it, you can look for me. I am saying a president we is not careful. He will be overthrown or he be assassinated or he be impeached. I mean it. I'm not saying that we're hiding my face. President Weah is devastating our economy. Our economy is devastated. Our economy is devastated to the extent that they don't have control of prices. To the extent that they thought a presidency was. Let's take our caller. Caller, what is the name and where are you calling from?
My name is George. I'm calling from Phoenix, Arizona.
Just go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to address a couple of issues here. The first thing I would like to talk on is the using the university campus as a means to to create atmosphere of violence. The university, first of all, need to set up policy and procedure. Everyone can be party or affiliated with whatever party they want to be affiliated with. But using university students to promote political agenda, that's wrong. And that comes from the university, the administration. They need to set the policy and procedure to discourage that, okay? You can have different venues to launch your political agenda to influence people. Everybody can be affiliated, but do not use the schools to do that. That's wrong. My second issue here is you're talking about impeaching the president and overthrow. What are the grounds for impeachment? Why do you think he needs to be impeached?
The impeachment, the president needs to be impeached because, anyway, just finish, and then let me get another.
Okay, so we need concrete evidence to talk about impeaching the president. We bring in charges of impeachment to be a move to go ahead and impeach this president. You need substantial evidence that he has created a high crime. That's number one. Number two, overthrowing a government, any government that is supposed to be overthrown or you plan to overthrow, that's an act of violence. You cannot overthrow a government without creating violence. So that's an act of creating violence and encouraging war. But you say you're not encouraging war. I just want you to be mindful of these things that you articulating.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Keep your call coming on 215-578-1050. 215-960-7194. I mean it. The president is corrupt. We never knew that George Manawia was that corrupt. We never knew that George Manawia was that corrupt, that to the extent he have refused to declare his asset. We never knew that. Or don't you think that the Liberian people deserve better? Don't you think that the masses deserve better? That's why the president is his popularity is decreasing in Monrovia. And I strongly believe that George Manawia is becoming unpopular in the whole country. Not only Monrovia alone, that George Manawia is becoming depopular in the whole country. Now take our next caller. Caller, what is your name? Where are you calling from?
This is William Kennedy calling from Minnesota.
Well, then go ahead.
Yeah, man, I was just thinking away for the show. I've been following a little bit, and on the issue of Liberia, just listening to the previous caller talking about you need to have proof and this and that, whatever. My point here is that when it comes to the issue of Liberia, if we all as Liberian citizens were to do away with the political party issue and discuss the issue of Liberia as Liberian citizens, then we're going to move forward. Although a lot of people was affected by the war. You became senator of Montserrat County. You had no direct impact.
You even became U.S. ambassador before becoming senator.
Exactly. You had no direct impact on the citizens of Liberia. And all of a sudden, you became president of the Republic of Liberia. In less than a year, you're building 14 different what should I say, duplexes or whatever they call that, and Rawalpindi Highway. If you develop in this other area, the government hospital that you talk about, which is a good thing, the government hospital haven't reached to a roof level yet, but all your houses have been completed. Number one. You talk about transparency. You declare your assets, only you and the people you declare your assets to know how much you want. All your ministers that you got running around the time, nobody knows. Somebody, I know ministers in your government who in Minnesota is on welfare in Section A and food stamp. When that minister is declaring the asset, will they include Section A, food stamp, and welfare? No. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So the only way that will go forward, we need to forget. Look, even the people within the CTC party, most of them know for the way things that are going on that is so wrong. But they're going to embrace it because why? They're using the means to corrupt the system to enrich themselves also. The issue with the student at the University of Liberia, when Professor Olari Topa spoke that it was wrong and George Weah is partisan to be a dictator, I tend to agree with the professor that he is indeed trying to be a dictator. Now, all of a sudden, it is 2019 that people get to realize that it is wrong for a student of the University of Liberia to practice politics. Yeah, so what the essence of teaching political science? Now you don't realize it because when George Weah playing football, all these people there that are making noise today, they all part of the same student education party. Carlos Gray is a student from the same student education party. Jefferson Cody, they all learn from these people. Now they sit down now, they're silent because why? These boys are speaking about the evils in the society. You call an enemy of the state. Talking about money getting missing, but the president is reaching himself every day. The amount of people that die to JFK every day, we can't even talk about that. Nobody here want the government to fail. For me, I wish the government can succeed. But the government won't be successful if it does the right thing. Why was the reason we had civil war for 14 years? Was it not because of corruption and nepotism? Was that the same reason they killed Simon Doe? Was that the same reason Doe executed people in the back of the barrel that 18 people on the boat? Was that because of nepotism and corruption? Have we learned anything from that? Is it not the same thing happening right now? So when you speak about overthrowing and coup d'etat or whatever the case may be, those are things that need to happen until the right person can take Liberia to where Liberia need to be. Because it's a very sad thing that one group of Liberians continue to benefit from the country resources and while people dying every day. Okay, Moluba Molu said on radio and said he knew who took the money. All of a sudden now he's saying that today that George Weah had no security back then, so he couldn't build property in Liberia. But because he's president now he have the security guarantee. Man, we just got to pray for that country, man.
Thank you.
You know?
I will continue to say, but keep your call coming on 215-578-1050 or 215-960-7194. I will continue to say, if he heard you, I'm sorry. But President Weah is corrupt. The man is diving and wanting in corruption. They claim that Ellen was corrupt. They claim that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was corrupt. They claim that Ellen was practicing nepotism. That's how they claim. But yet, today, here we are. The 16 billion that got missing, the mayor have refused to establish a war crime code. What kind of president are you? What kind of president are you? When you refuse to establish a war crime and economic crime code in our country, for the people to get account of the $1 million that got missing, of the $1 million that the people corrupt in our country, of the money that people invest or sell investment in our country, for people to live and see the welfare of that country, you want us to die first? You want us, you George Weah, you want us to die first? We would not. That if that is your prayer, I see why that you people try to poison me and your person fail. Your person fail. Because George Weah is a dumb ass. He's a dumb ass. I repeat, George Weah is a dumb us. A president will not be a president. For me, you can be the president for other people. But you, Josh Manuel, who naked himself and walked in the street. Look at the caller. Caller, what is the name and where are you calling from?
My name is John, calling from Tucson.
Arizona.
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right. I want to say your argument about impeachment is a good argument because you will probably lay down grounds for impeachable offenses like corruption, which I've heard most of your callers talk about. But the fact that you talking about overthrowing a government or promoting the act of overthrowing the government is wrong. You are in another country where democracy is heavily encouraged, and you are in that country sitting down and talking about your native country, about overthrowing, promoting act of violence. You are implicating yourself legally. Legally, you are crossing some boundaries that the United States will not encourage.
If that the boundary that I'm crossing, so be it. If that's the boundary I'm crossing, that so be it. I'm prepared for me to stand the times, the test of times. I am prepared to stand a test of time for you to say that I'm encouraging violence. Then that's it. Then so be it.
Listen to me. Your platform is good for you to air your views and for your callers to call and air their views. But what I'm saying is that you are in a nation that does not encourage an act of violence in third world country or either here.
Where Taylor was? Where Taylor was? Where Taylor was?
So No.
What Taylor was?
What do you mean where Taylor was?
Where Taylor was before carrying the war in Liberia, where Taylor was?
He was incarcerated here and he escaped.
Where Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was? When Ellen Johnson Sirleaf said that she burned the mansion and lowered her to the ground, where Ellen was?
They did not plan an act of violence from here.
My man, look, nothing you can say that will fear me. If y'all think that y'all can say something to fear me, I am saying and I will continue to say on my platform. This is my platform.
Okay.
If you like it, don't listen to me. But I am saying if President Weah is not careful, if President Weah is not careful, he will be impeached or he be removed.
Okay, impeachable is a good argument, but the act of overthrowing it.
If President Weah is not careful, he will be removed. What about the masses rising up in our country, or what about we going in the bush and bush? That level you to explain it the way you want to explain it. I am saying to you that if President Weah does not take down the way in which he is running the country, if he is not careful, with those president killer around him, if he is not careful, the president, his days are enormous.
Okay. You have made your point as a host of your program, and will you allow your callers
I will allow you to make a point. I will allow you.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, because it's like you're overrunning my comment. When I'm talking, you're interrupting, and I allow you to talk. I know you're the host, but, I'm calling in to air my view.
You're giving your view.
Okay.
I must listen to your view.
So you have a separate argument, grounds of argument here. You claiming Charles Taylor, former warlord of Liberia, and the former president Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, you claiming that they were in the United States.
No, I'm not claiming they were in the United States. I'm not claiming they were in the United States.
Okay. They were in the United States, but your claim is that they they projected an act of violence from within the United States to Liberia. That's why you imply. You imply that when I said you promoting an act of violence by talking about overthrowing, and then you said where Taylor was, where Ellen Johnson was. They were here. But I'm telling you, they did not promote an act of violence from here to go to Liberia. I don't care what other people may call and say. I'm telling you that you implicating yourself legally because you are breaking statutory.
Legally, I want my man. Look, let me not waste my time. Let me not waste my time on you because you are not saying nothing here that I will take. Let me implicate myself according to the law. Let me implicate myself. I am saying, and I will continue to say, if President Weah is not careful, he will be impeached or he'll be removed. What is about the truth that I can say it? You think that by you saying that, you can put fear in me? Are you saying that you can put fear in me? You saying that I can put fear in me? Let's take our next caller. Caller, what is your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Mr. Abraham, how you doing? My name is Jim. How are you?
I'm doing great.
You know, I've been listening to your program and the arguments, and I want you to sit back a little bit and think about this. I want you to think about what is the value of continuity and peace in a country. And I also want you to then think about what benefits have we gained through uprising and violent overthrow of governments in Africa as a whole. Because your strategy, if it's not working, you have to sit back and think about it again and employ a strategy that will be in your favor, but not a strategy that will take you backwards. This has happened repeatedly. And do we expect if we repeat the same thing, we'll get any different result? What has to happen for us is we have to find a civil way to meet our differences, to bring about the positive change that we're looking for. But the course of action we've taken over these years has not produced anything. In fact, it has taken us backwards. Advocating for positive change is a very good thing. But what is your strategy? The violent and disruptive manner that we've used has not produced any fruits. So we have to get wiser. There has to be a better way than going in the bush and having millions of innocent civilians killed for no apparent reason. Why is that our only method? Look at the country you're in today, the USA. There was a huge election dispute a couple of years ago between the Al Gore election and the George Bush election. There was a controversy in Florida. And they had announced one result and turned around after there were reports of ballots getting missing and whatnot, turn around and announce another result. What did the country do? They say, you know what? We're not going to tear our country down because of one election. The man will be there for 4 years, he will leave. We have to go higher. Violence, disruption, breaking down of your country is not the route we need to take because it has never produced results.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
I am saying, and I will continue to say, and let my listening audience listen to me very well. The corruption that's going on in Liberia, the massive corruptions, the nepotistic behavior that you people spoke about, in the past that Mother Molu talked about, the nepotistic behavior, the massive corruptions that Mother Molu spoke about. What is your name? What is it? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, what is your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Pennsylvania. How you doing today, brother?
I'm okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was actually I'm listening to the program right now. Hello?
Yeah, you are live on the Abraka Talk Show.
Oh, okay, that's beautiful. Yeah, brother, you know, as you said, man, you saying that, my name is, you saying, you know, listening to your topic about George Weah, you know, presidency in Liberia. Viewers, man, this is a time for us to actually back and actually watch what is happening in our country. Because if you look at George Weah, rules right now in Liberia, it's making no sense. But I'm so surprised to see Liberians, you know, sitting down watching George Weah doing what he doing and encouraging it. Both Liberians in Liberia and some so-called civilian outside of Liberia. What you say is true. That's a fact. The fact we always heard. You know, you think that if George Weah continues to do what he's doing, he's going to bring war in our country, he's going to be that's a fact. And when you say that, it's going to hurt many people because they are like gold digger. They are leash. To George Weah, they have the means to steal. So they will come back at you with all type of remarks that, you know, the war that came in Liberia, many people died, this and that. But it's true. Why many people died is because Liberians fail to what? They fail to recognize the wrongdoing of the presidents that were in power. And George Weah is following those same examples. He's doing the same thing that happened in the past government that left power. The same thing that they did that brought the war is what George Weah is doing right now. Seeing the country more and the people watching him and not saying anything.
And the guys are even seen in broad day, not even in the night. Broad day, the finance minister is carrying money to George Weah house. Broad day, importing the money in his vehicle and carrying it to George Weah every day.
You know, my first time to LP a challenge government my whole life is that I'm going for credit. First time to see a government official when they taking picture, when they're going to try to take a picture, they don't go there to why they call or they don't know how to know it. They want to go there to block. It's the very first time to see a government at this time.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you. I'll take that, Carl. Carl, what is your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is McDonald Johnson. I'm calling from the state of Maine in the United States.
Yeah, your background is kind of blurring, so you need to put your window up if you're in a car. You need to put your window up and talk to us.
No, I'm not in any car. I'm on another phone. I'm watching you on another phone.
Okay.
And can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're much better.
Okay, so am I on live?
Yeah, you're on live.
Okay. Well, yeah, so the point I'm trying to make here is, you know, every radio talk show has a targeted audience. So I don't understand why people who disagree with you will continue to come on the show and say all that they are saying. I mean, I personally will not listen to what this guy named Prince Sharif because I don't believe in what he says. I know all that he says is part of BS. So if you are calling for a way for our people situation to be addressed, I think it was talking about because, look, our people are already dying, okay? They're dying of sickness, they're dying of hunger, they're dying of many things. So how much more should happen before people wake up and say, oh, yes, something needs to happen? You know, there's this guy in Rhode Island, Randy Chesson. I support what he said. There should be a popular people's demonstration where people sit down and demonstrate or sit home and shut that country down for about 3 days. Nobody go to work, nobody do anything. And let the international community get involved. I think that's what will get them involved. But we need to do something. We can't just say, 6 years, look what the changes we are going at. If you get in 6 years, you know what's going to happen? It'll be worse. We might not have any country. I just heard Liberia has been rated the least intelligent, having the people with least intelligence in the world, all because of the bad things that are happening. When are we going to wake up and get our country on course? You know? So things are happening and need to be addressed. So we that are in the diaspora, we need to organize and ourselves and support our people back there so they can find a way to alleviate themselves of this suffering that this guy has brought on the Liberian people. Okay? So that's the point I want to make.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will say it. If you don't want to listen to my show, come then remove yourself. Go. I will say what pleases me for me to say on this platform. Because this platform was established not by your corrupt money. That platform was established by my own hard-earned money. I have a desire for me to be on a talk show, so I decided not to go to another people's talk show, but to establish my own talk show. And that is the reason why that talk show is called the Abraka Talk Show. We have our channel, we have our YouTube page. Caller, what is the name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Paul.
Paul, go ahead.
I'm calling from Tempe, Arizona.
Okay.
Okay. I just want to respond to two of your callers who just left. I was listening to them. The first caller, he was in the first caller, but I forgot which state he called from. He was talking about you are right for what you're saying, and the past administration from Doe to Tarboro to Ellen to Weah, if the government is corrupt, some people sit, they don't do nothing about it, but then they come on your show and say, why are you targeting the government? No. The fact that some people come on your show, I listen to most of the callers, they're not telling you do not promote your agenda. They're talking about peace, peaceful resolution.
When you want peace to remain in a country, you do peaceful thing. You do peaceful thing. You don't do things that will disenchant the Liberian people. You don't do things that will aggravate the bulk of the masses. You don't do things that will aggravate the bulk of the masses. That's not where the Democrats have been identified.
Okay, but I understand. But that caller was just so wrong that saying that he said because Weah is doing these things, these people doesn't want to talk because they're in favor of it. No, some people are just, they're not even on Weah's side. They're not even on those sides. They're just saying, like the other caller, he said, the method of war has never produced no good results. He was right. We need to change our strategy.
Why we want to war? We want to war because of massive corruption. We want to
war is
because
not
of nepotism. We want to
war is not the solution. War is not the solution. War it takes us way behind.
Okay, we will stand up for our right.
We have not recovered from the previous 14 years of civil war. Then how can you advocate for another war?
Nobody advocating for war. Nobody advocating for war. Nobody advocating for war.
Okay, let me go to my second issue because it seems like we are not on the same page here. My second issue is your other caller from Maine. He said that every radio station has a targeted audience, which is true. At the same time, if somebody states a certain position on an issue on any radio station, you may expect people from other who are not even a part of your audience may call in to refute or to set the record straight. And that's what people are doing here. They're calling in to refute some of these allegations or assertions or to set the record straight. The fact that they're not your targeted audience doesn't mean they cannot call in to air their opinions or to articulate their views.
To what I'm saying, you are more welcome to call in. And I
of course, I just wanted to correct that caller from Maine that you are not only just speaking to your targeted audience. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Just when we are is a buffoon, a toothless bulldog. That's what Josh Weah is. He is a toothless bulldog that doesn't have teeth to bite. Josh Manowiah is a disgrace to our land. A disgrace to our land. That's what Josh Manowiah is. What kind of man will you be? What kind of man will you be? Eh? Let somebody call you and tell me. What kind of man that Josh Manowiah really want to become? What kind of man he want to become? Does he want to be like the other man that ruled our country without showing nothing? Without showing nothing that he's doing for the Liberian people? And people sitting there, they say, oh, Josh Manowiah get school fees. How can you get school fees? How can you make school free when the vast majority of the people doesn't have transportation to go to the various schools? How can you make school fee free when vast majority of the peasants, when student politics have been banned? Then it was better for Josh Manowiah to leave us as we were. But so far that he never did that, to say that he is getting rid of student politics, that he is a draconian policy, that answer will not work. And this is the time for me to tell Josh Manowiah that it will not work. It will not work. Keep your call coming on 215-578-1050, 215-960-7194. Josh Manowiah is just all over in the place. All over in the place Josh Manowiah is. Who told you that other people went to war, but they have not recovered? Who told you that? Student politics, who told you? Look at the great Namibia. Look at the great nearby country, Sierra Leone. Look at Fairbairn College. Look at Margaret University. Look at the university in Ghana. All the people defend the student politics. The people say that it is the way forward. Student politics is the way forward, my people. But the buffoon that we have made president, they self-flesh men that we have made presidents for our country. This man who never went for a debate, not a single debate, that Josh Manowiah went for. All of the debate that he was ever invited to, he claimed that he has a campaign to go to. When the Josh Manowiah know that the road construction was a mean project. When the Josh Manowiah know that. Josh Manowiah, he is living self-flamboyant life. That's how he has been living. And Josh Manowiah can be stopped and be given restricted visa to come to the United States. That shows you how best we have taken your government to be. And for the caller that said that I don't have people, yeah, that's what you say. That's what you are saying. Come and touch me here, you will know who burned up. Come here. You think our government's supposed to be providing the daily opportunity for Liberian people, for them to improve their living conditions? Liberian men, today you call in Liberia, all the Liberian people listening, it is hard and difficult in Liberia. If your family and friends are not working in governments, then your day is not good. Government is not responsible to employ everyone. But government open opportunities. Government continue to open opportunities for the peasants to wake up and verge for this opportunity. Have Just Money we have done that? Who the investor that will look at a country what 16 billion get missing from? Who the contractor or the company that will look at themselves and go in a country where 16 billion get vanished from in a tumor of an eye? Where? And then you claim that Joshua loves no, he does not love Liberia. Josh Weah does not love Liberia because that man was peace ambassador, not a single orphanage who we have in Liberia. Who ready to talk? Other people misconstrue our. Look, I will say what pleases me. And what pleases me, I say, I don't hold no one on a single apology. A single apology, I don't hold no one. A single apology. I am saying my right. The right thing that's supposed to be said, I'm saying it. I'm saying that if Josh Weah does not the time, if, the word is if, Prince Johnson, who is a renowned president killer, Prince Johnson is the one that you will trust. Prince Johnson, who kills Samido? Oh yeah, Prince Johnson kills Samido. Is it Prince Johnson that Madam Sully no one trusted? That you will trust? Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, my name is Mark Benjamin. I just been monitoring a show from Kentucky, Louisville.
Okay, go ahead.
I just called to make a point or a statement on this show as to our country. While it's true that a lot of stuff going on, but I think my brother, my advice to us
Let me leave you there. Your advice to us. Caller, what is the name? Where are you calling from?
This is Yesenia. I'm calling from Georgia.
Okay.
Yes.
Yesenia, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Ibby. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing, educating our people, highlighting our ills and our strengths and our weaknesses. But let me first of all say to all of the people that are calling in and to start talking about this and that. Listen, he who down fear no fall. And when you are down, there's nowhere else to go but to rise up. We have to understand that. If you continue to push a man to the wall, eventually he comes back and he defends himself. However, he sees the fit to stay alive. I was there in 1998. I saw men on the beach at the back of Geller Street, right there behind Sawfish, where they were shot. They never fell and died. They got up many times before they finally fought to their death because they were trying to survive. They were still charging those that were shooting at them. I'm saying this to say that we struggled this war before, okay? And the war came because, according to us, we, Liberian people, in 1980, we killed 13 people and many other people. 1990, by the time 1981 came, we have killed people secretly and charged them with attempted coup, which majority of it were lies. I remember 1981 or 82 when those 5 people were killed, including a little boy, 21 or 22 years old. Nelson Cruz was killed. They killed them and said it was the attempted coup. And they killed many people. Some of them were saying, Transameton, many other people. There was raid on LU, where a lot of students were killed, where students were raped, where people died. Some of them jumped to their death. There were also raid on Cottington. There were raid in Nimba. There were raid around the country, where people, if we remember, there is a young man named Kita Keita was killed. His hair was cut off. His hair was cut off. And were taken to the mansion. His body was done in the ravine of Manimba. So I can chronicle all these things. But because certain people were empowered, okay, we looked the other way. It was not our tribe. It was not our neighbor. It was not our family. So we did not give a fig about them. And until the war came in 1990, even up to 1989, 1990, we then the other group turned around and said, you know what, they're not coming for me. They're coming for those. I remember my mother coming for work that day and bringing letters to the house and say, you know what, they're not coming for us. They will come and march straight to the mansion. They're coming for the government official then. Those are the rule of law, the rule of war. We never thought we were going to be in harm's way. We never thought we would be running for our life. We never thought our people were going to be some of them castrated. We never thought that a group of people, the soldiers that we paid with our tax money, with our natural resources, and finances, to protect the border of Liberia. If they want to go into a compound to kill 600 people one night, we still look the other way. The only reason I'm accused of asking for war economic crimes because you killed our people. Today, our brother and sister who were raped and killed, I have not heard one government official, even the people, our president was in the street for 16 days for gender equality, for advocating for rights of people and violence. We're here to hear from him. All right? We're here to hear that. Vivian, where a little girl, 15-year-old, was gang raped and killed. I haven't heard people who come on this talk show to defend the government. Government is hired to work in the interest of the people. Government workers are service providers. They come to serve, not to self-enrich. That's what government is. Government is not there to give you absolute power, to become God and Lord over the people. When you intimidate people, when you beat people down, eventually they have nowhere to go but to rise up. I will also like to agree with my sister that came before, and the gentleman that said, we have taken these approaches. It has not worked for us. Like I was telling the people, the next election, vote everybody who will be in power since Ellington, anybody who will be in power for the last 6 years, let's change them. When the next group comes, that they do the same thing, we change them. We just did that in America. It's so simple that if you don't, we hire you, we are your employee to do a job. If you do not do that job, you need to go. Besides, our Article 1 of the Constitution says, we hire you to do a job. If you do not perform according to our Constitution, we have the right to recall you. There's nothing that guarantees you to stay for the duration of the term in which you were hired for. Just like I went on the job and I got hired until I can perform. If I can perform after my 90 days, I'm expected to be fired. So there's nothing to say wait for 6 years. No, we don't. No, we don't. The far right, our power is inherent in the people. The Liberian people have the right to recall Joshua. The majority of the people coming here to flee because they are the direct beneficiary of what's going on. Other people being. Mamusu was killed. 12-year-old was just 2013. Go to death. Where are we? A 9-year-old was just raped yesterday. A 10-year-old little boy in Firestone. Violated. Bleeding all over the place. Where are we? A 7-year-old killed 2 months ago by a foreigner that was put in jail and the man walked out of the jail out. Cut in pieces like a bonfire. Where are we? Why do we have government? Where is the government? You know, if we are going to see where we're going where. Listen, if we are going in the forest of Lofa County, I'm prison. If we are going to Putu Mountain, I will prison. We are going in our ghetto, the way he grew up, the way he ate. So what's new? Listen, Liberians, let's start making, we make gold out of men. Then the kids are giving God to open our hands. Then we come crying. That's exactly what we are doing. Listen, we are going to continue to talk. We will rise up as Liberians. And we cannot do the job we need to go. Besides, we need our 16
That man need to go. Not if he cannot do
Yes.
our job. That man
Yes.
need to resign and give account
Yes.
of the 16 billion that got missing, and then he
Yes.
resign and leave the office.
Exactly. And thirdly, this man has violated literally every article in our Constitution. He just commissioned an ambassador to the U.S. And we have to question the U.S. embassy because the ambassador has to confirm that all due diligence was done for the government yet to accept. If the government of the United States accepts this ambassador, meaning the ambassador in Liberia is not doing her job, or she's in corrupt and sabotaging the peace or the pain that we went through. Some of us were killed. Some of us were attempted so many times. Some of us suffer. We want people castrated. We want people got open. We want people hair cut off. We want pregnant women. Why people were fighting over their baby in their stomach. Do you think that's what we want? Well, I can say this much though. I will fight for my country. I will stand up for my country. This is not about we are. This is about us as Liberians. We need to remove all of that tribalistic behavior what you're doing, and sectionalistic behavior. You need to start that, and you need to start the opportunistic behavior because majority of them you are opportune at this point, so you don't care about the rest of your brothers and sisters. And this is what killed 250,000 people because we look the other way, and some of us refuse to look the other way. And over here, do what you do. Our job as advocates is to unite in the mind, is to continue to preach to the heart and change the conscience. They come to consciousness to stand up for their own right. Thank you. Have a good day. I'm going to go see my sister. Thank you.
Now take our last caller. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? You are our last caller. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, Abraham. I'm calling from Jersey.
What is your name?
Oh, my name is Orlando.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Abraham. Advocating for the Liberian people is good, but I want to encourage whosoever person they let it out from the land, and you and other people are advocating for the goodness of Liberia. Can we go to Liberia instead of us sitting in America?
I will not go to Liberia because the people want me.
They want you, so the other people who like you trying to put in jeopardy to rise against the government, their life not value, only your life value.
Oh God.
No, I just asking a question, brother. Let us all go to advocate for our people.
Oh God. It is better for me to sit down here and
you don't have to sit down here. Why the other people should die for you? Then you sit down here. You think it's fair to the people that will die for you?
Okay.
And you sit down here, you talk for them?
Okay.
The woman that died from talking, let's go to Liberia. She said she was there doing the war. She was there doing the war.
What is her name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Esther Doe. I call from Kentucky.
Yeah, Esther Doe. Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, thank you and good morning for your platform and for inviting me on your platform. We're watching you in different parts of the world this morning or this afternoon, wherever. We're watching you live, my son, on stage. Everything what you see in there, that you're right, that your God gave you right, and you're right as a Liberian to say what you want to say. Everybody will not love you, and everybody will not hate you. Prince Johnson, in a country there, if you got something against Prince Johnson, go for Prince Johnson, my son. Liberia is for all of us. We got our family, the children, the nation, the country, the people there. The blood that wasted in the country is plenty. People still grieving. If something like you, talk about it. But you can't sit down, get up in the morning, my child, you get on air and talking about overthrowing of government that you went to the ballot box and won election. Then you will bring trouble in the country. Then if the people die, that it will solve the problem. It will come. It will cause more suffering. Don't let your anger.
Okay, thank you.
When you will regret.
Thank you.
Because for the fact you in other country, when they start fighting, you will not be able to go If you go in the bush, your own police will hate somebody will hate you.
Thank
Then
you.
you succeed. And Uncle Macha, stop
you.
that thing.
Thank you.
The blood already waste. Hey, Joe, we are wrong. Y'all come. Look at right now in America, I'm sitting here watching the news. The whole country outside they protesting. There's a similar way to do it.
Okay.
You get another war in Liberia. Liberia will go backward for the next 200 years.
Okay.
Then what help you?
Thank you. Let's take our last caller. Caller, what is your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Kofi. I'm calling from Fantipin.
Go ahead, Kofi. You have 2 minutes.
All right. So my point I want to make is, I want to thank your caller from Georgia. She was a lady who called from Georgia. She gave a very rich history about atrocities that occurred in Liberia, that where some government officials were murdered unjustly, as well as university students that were raped and killed. In recent times, that was in the past government before we are, and in the recent government we have, she mentioned a little girl that was raped and killed by gang. My condolences and sympathy to her family as well. My sympathy to that family as well. But
I don't think that you have to sit on Nigeria and spread what's on your live show. This president, Dr. George Manuel, we are dealing with for over 121 years now. Nigeria, most of the people in Montserrat County, by the end of the year, will be completed. And then when you talk about the impact also in Nigeria coming back to the free world, so I think this president is doing well. Well, I listened to you talking about the things that doesn't have to be done. And they told you about the investigation that went on, the American Hotel on the investigation along with the local guys down here.
They didn't carry on the investigation?
Indeed. The report will soon be out there. And I think
the report will be on here.
Listen, my dear brother. I listened to someone talking about for the first time, we have 2 years of civil unrest in this country. And a lot of people lost their life. You think we are not in solidarity with that?
That's the reason why we want this government to establish war crime code. That's the reason why we want President George Manuel to establish war crime code.
Yes, sir. My dear brother, listen, I'm praying on Royal David. I'm not one of these things that will divide my country. I want reconciliation. I want people to unite. I want everyone to
but the man fit us during the time he was peace ambassador. The man fit to unite the country. The man fit to unite the country, and now you can say that we need peace.
This country, we have to work together, my dear brother.
Okay, thank you. That's how we come to the end. We have to stand up tall for President George Manuel. Liberians and Liberia need to improve. And the lack of the Let me say thank you for watching me. And if you try calling but we did not answer your call, that means you never come true. Bye-bye for now.